Well, hello there! Today we're taking a break from my video series How to Write a Novel, and I am participating in an author tag. I've wanted to do this one for quite a while, and I finally got the opportunity the other day. So here we go. We're talking about 10 questions that revolve around my habits as a writer. In other words, I've fooled you up to this point that I'm sane, and we're going to ruin that today. The first question is, what do you eat or drink while writing? As far as what I eat, I try to steer away from eating while I'm writing because I'm super OCD about like grease and food getting in my keyboard. But if I'm snacking on anything, it's something chocolate. I also try to steer away from coffee. I know, don't crucify me. I'm an author who doesn't drink that much coffee. Well, who tries not to anyway. I inherited a thing from my mom where if I take in too much caffeine, I get massive, massive headaches. So that's why I stay away from coffee, and also why I don't drink very much soda. So while I'm writing, I usually drink tea or something that's not quite as strong as coffee. Unless I'm on a deadline and I have like 15 days to finish a whole novel. Then I drink like 3 pots of coffee a night. What music do I listen to when I write? It really depends on what scene I'm writing. Usually throughout the daytime when I'm awake, my mind is super conscious of everything that's going on around me. So if I have lyrical music playing, then my mind tends to focus on what's playing in the background instead of what's going on in front of me. So if I'm writing in the daytime, usually I will do some instrumental stuff like movie scores from The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings, Chronicles of Narnia, or some stuff from Two Steps from Hell. But if it's in the middle of the night and my mind has shut off that I'm conscious of everything function, then I usually play lyrical music. I generally gravitate towards metal or rock, but I will really listen to anything depending on what the scene is about. What is my biggest distraction when writing? You know that thing we were just talking about, how my mind is super conscious of everything that's going on around me? Yeah, that tends to be quite distracting from time to time. You know, writing a scene and oh, what is that? I heard a noise. The house vibrated. What is this song saying? Everything is so wonderful. My family also tends to be quite distracting sometimes. I have a 5-year-old niece that lives with us, and sometimes it's Aunt Rachel, Aunt Rachel, Aunt Rachel. But you know, what are you gonna do? Gotta love them. What is the worst thing that has happened to me while I was writing? I was moving some files around one time because I couldn't figure out why one of my drives was getting so clogged up. So I moved all my book files to a different drive in my computer, and then a few days later, for some reason, my brain just completely blocked that out of my memory. So for a few days later, I went to open up Scrivener, and it was like, oh, sorry, your files can't be found. And I was just like, what? What are you talking about? So then I went and looked in my drive, and none of my book files were there. And I was just all, oh, my books, my precious books. So, but then I went and got my dad, and he showed me where my book files were, and then everything was okay again. What was the best thing that has ever happened to me while writing? Well, I don't know if it counts while writing, but definitely the best thing that has happened to me during my writing experience is I went to church one night, and this lady came up to me who had read my book, and she just kind of hands it back to me with shaky hands, and she's looking at me, and I look up in her eyes, and tears are just streaming down her face, and I was just like, oh my gosh, are you okay? And she just kind of murmurs, you opened up God to me. And I mean, this was Land of War, which centers around a religious system that's taken down and has replaced it with Christianity as the basic plot of the thing. So I mean, it did make sense at the time that she said that, but the socially awkward part of me just kind of stopped and was like, oh my gosh, what do I do? What do I say to her? You know, it's like somebody comes up to you, you opened up God to me, what are you gonna say? So I ended up telling her that, you know, my talents aren't my own, they were given to me by my creator, and that's the reason that I told the story in the first place. That experience definitely is something that will stick with me for the rest of my life, though. Who do I communicate with while I'm writing? Freaking nobody, okay? My writing time, I call it my holy time. Because when I'm writing, it may be hours and hours and hours before anyone ever hears anything from me again. What is my secret to success and my biggest writing flaw? Well, my secret to success is definitely work hard. Don't ever say something at 50% is just good enough. Strive and go the extra mile to make it the best it can be. And my biggest writing flaw is probably my procrastination and my overanalyzation, which typically kind of overlap, because what usually happens is that I'll have a scene that I'll start overanalyzing absolutely every single detail about it, and then I'll lose motivation, and I'll procrastinate on it for 2 days even when I have a deadline. What is my inspiration and what makes me productive? Now, not to be the cliche, but my inspiration and my productivity are myself. Not that I think that I'm the best writer in the world, because there are definitely writers that are better than me, but I think that if you really want something, you have to be self-motivating and self-inspirational to start it. I mean, it's fine to go for other people for inspiration, but usually I'm the one that's inspiring and motivating myself. For making myself productive, usually what it does is when I force myself to sit down in the chair and write words. What is the one thing that I do and other writers do that is super annoying? One thing that I do that is super annoying is procrastinate. Because I will procrastinate and it's like, I'll get to it. But then when I get to the project, I realize, okay, this could have been done so much longer ago. And I start to get super mad at myself for piddling around on something that could have been done. But as for other writers, probably the biggest thing is I really hate when other writers start drama. Especially when one writer is belittling another writer. Because it's like, guys, chill out, you're not in 3rd grade anymore, okay? And another thing that really irritates me about other writers is, not all of them, but some of them I've seen will have their fan herd go and attack somebody who's given them a negative review. That, to me, is really, really childish way of handling that. Instead, I think people should analyze all the criticism that they're given, and if it doesn't mean anything to you, then don't act like it means something to you. Am I willing to share something that I've written? Well, I've been published 3 times, so there's that. As you guys have probably gathered from my other videos, all of my books are off the market right now. They are in some major re-editing stages at the moment. However, recently I've been rewriting Dallas 911, and after I turn that over to my editor and get it back, I will be needing beta readers. So if you are interested in being a beta reader for my mystery thriller novel, just send me a comment or send me a message on Facebook for more details. So that's it for this author tag. I am tagging everyone who's watching this video and encourage you to participate in this by answering in a vlog or in a blog, or even just on your Facebook feed. So I'll see you guys next week. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also follow me on Facebook and Instagram. I have got to go finish a gunfight scene, so I will see y'all later. Bye!